Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Muhammad Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Shobhana Viswanathan. Shobhana is the host of the Change Alchemist podcast. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Shobhana Viswanathan.
Thank
Shobhana,
you.
welcome.
Thank you, Muhammad. It's such a pleasure to be with you.
Yeah. Shobhana, let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you are surrounded with? That inspired you to start the podcast, The Change Alchemist.
Mohammed, I'm a Silicon Valley executive. I've worked in both marketing and business development for over 20 years. I've been very successful in enterprise B2B companies. However, when COVID hit last year, we were all left flailing and didn't know how to perform at work. COVID-19 has been the largest social experiment. And to help people navigate through the changes, I wanted to curate voices of business and technology leaders that could help us actually come up with a new way of working and define a new paradigm. So that's why I started it, both to learn as well as to educate others.
Shobhana, you mentioned about the word largest social experiment. Is it experiment or the pandemic? We are stuck in?
Yeah, I call it an experiment, as in, we would never have been working from home. We would never have, imagined that you and I would be on a Zoom call. I'm in Cupertino, California. You're in Atlanta. In many ways, the pandemic has brought us closer. So I use the word, in a way that this would never have happened without the pandemic. But it's also taught us a way that we can work differently without being together in a room, but can be effective. And the same goes for companies. We thought we had to go to work 9 to 5 in order to be effective. We find that we are profitable with remote teams. So that's why I use that word.
So this is the future of workspace is being experimented right now. How to optimize this whole everyone,
Yes, my podcast is about the future of work, and there are so many different angles to it, Mohammed. So whether it's AI or machine learning transforming technology, or it's new work from home and hybrid models, and people are talking about smart cities. So there are so many different ways the future of work is being disrupted, and it's exciting to be in this time, although it took us some pain to get here.
Yeah, definitely. Pain is not some pain. It's enough large pain. Enough in a year is a long time in this one. So, Shobhana, because you see this, you observe this very closely. So, what are the top 3 mistakes to avoid when you're trying to be a very productive in a new workspace environment?
The top 3 mistakes to avoid, in my view, are not to take care of yourself. So self-care is very important. I know it's important to be productive all day. So the tendency is to get on a Zoom and keep working. Take time to go for a quick walk in the middle of the day. Take time to have a meal without looking at a digital screen. So I think self-care is number 1, because you can't help others if you don't help yourself. And there is a tendency that there's no work-life balance. So I would say that's number 1. Number 2 is embrace the new style of working. Don't rebel and don't think things will change. Try to work around this new model. And I know it's difficult for a lot of people. They want social company. Try to incorporate social community events, things like that into your life. Don't rely completely on work to do that. A lot of us like to go to work. We enjoy that ritual. So try to get used to this as the new normal. Number 3 is I would say is try to come up with new ways to do your work, because I think AI and automation will come and disrupt many of our jobs. So upskill yourself. Try to have more skills on the digital front, on the technology front. Even if you are not in technology, I think it's important, whether you're in real estate or in retail. I think everybody is a software company, so that's very important. Go digital.
Yeah, I love it. Everybody is software company. Every business is a software business now, basically.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So mistake would be not adapting that change. Basically, if that will be otherwise, many businesses will be out of business almost if they don't adapt the change. Not based on their product is not good, not based on the service is not good, based on they could not adapt the change
Yes,
effectively.
yes,
Right?
yes, yes,
That's what's happening.
absolutely.
Yeah, very good. So, Shobna, I'm sure you see so many failures in this. It could be one of your own one too. So, what's your greatest failure in your life, business life, you like to share with us? What did you learn from it, and how did you recover from it?
I think one of the failures in my life has been going to a very early stage startup. I had always worked in large companies,
Mhm.
and the biggest thing I learned from it is not to take it personally, because sometimes what works in a certain part of your life or certain best practices may not work in a different environment.
Mhm.
What I have learned from it is situational leadership. So you have to adapt your leadership
Mhm.
to different types of environments in order to be successful. You cannot be successful with the same set of tools in one company or in a different environment. So that's what I learned from it.
Mhm.
Situational leadership.
Situational leadership. Great. Shobana, what are your top three success secrets to adapt a change? Because change is the hardest thing we all human resist.
So for me, continuous learning. I think learning can come in different forms, whether it's learning on the job or learning through books or learning from other people like yourself. I mean, look at your book, right? I would love to learn a little bit more from you. So I think learning is constant and very important, however young or old you are. Learn as much from your mistakes as you learn from your successes. I think that's important. And number three is um, give back, right? Don't just be a go getter, be a go giver. So I feel like it's always important to give other people what you have learned. So pay it forward. You may not get back the same thing from the same person, but it's important to keep giving back. So life will find a way to reward you.
Mhm. Shobana, I noticed in my little life that many people are, I'm talking about your third success secret, go getter and go givers, basically. So I see some people are go getters, they say, take, 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 take. And some people are just give, 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 they never receive anything. So, how, in your experience, how important is to be a good receiver at the same time while you're giver, you know?
Muhammad, that's a fantastic point you made, because you don't want to be, someone that just keeps giving and then at the end of it is not successful.
Yeah.
So I do think you have to be smart about self care. As I said, you have to take care of yourself. But
Mhm.
if there's no harm to you and you have time,
Mhm.
protect your time. But if you can give, I think you should, but don't say no to opportunities. To your point, to be a receiver,
Yeah.
someone says, "Hey, I have this great idea, and I'd like you to come and invest in this. If you have the money and it's a great idea, it's a win-win." So
Mhm.
I do think you're absolutely right, 100%.
Okay, wonderful. How the growth hacking secrets community people are watching this now can support you?
I would love the listeners of the growth hacking community and the viewers to go to my website, thechangealchemist.com, listen to my podcast, subscribe, leave me reviews, and certainly also suggest any speakers you would like to have on the show. And I'm on Twitter as well. So please reach out to me, and I'd love to keep engaging with your audience as well. And
Wonderful. The changealchemist.com, TheChangealchemist.com.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, visit that, a great website. Who is the ideal guest for your podcast? Because you never know who that person is watching, you know.
The ideal guest would be someone that is either a technology or a business leader,
Mhm.
and someone that can offer wisdom to people as they go through this pandemic. The podcast is primarily focused around the future of work. So
Mhm.
anything that fits into that category, and it's a broad category, is welcome to be a guest of mine.
Okay, definitely, definitely. So if you or you know of someone, just recommend the guest. Definitely reach out to her, Shobhana. The changealchemist.com. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. As we are about to wrap up, I like to get a kind of quick feedback on your guest experience on today's show. What would you say about your today's guest experience on a Growth Hacking Secret show?
Thank you, Muhammad.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. What would you say as a final word?
As a final word, I would say you're in a perfect place. The best is yet to come. So embrace the new year and be the change you want to see in others.
Thank you so much. Best is yet to come. With that, Shobhana Viswanathan, for sharing your wisdom with us today. Thank you so much. On the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team, we really appreciate you. This is Muhammad Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.